Hello and welcome to T.W White Sons Mazda. Thanks for taking the time to watch our video. What we have to show you today is a vehicle we've just taken in part exchange. It's a 2014 on a 64 plate SKODA Yeti. This vehicle's got the 1.2 TSI petrol engine. From what I understand, that means it has a turbocharger on it. For a 1.2 engine, you'd have no idea this car had such a small engine. It drives incredibly well. It's got a tremendous amount of power actually, and being turbocharged, you get all that grunt low down, even when you're sort of driving sensibly and on a motorway, you get very sensible miles per gallon because the turbo's not working, and it's a 6-speed gearbox, so the car's not revving particularly high. So it drives really well. It's a 2-owner car. We actually took this in part exchange from a customer who's just bought an MX-30 from us, which is Mazda's all-electric vehicle. The customer in question was the mother-in-law of one of our master technicians. So this is a car that has been in our workshop before. Naturally, being a member of the family, he's maintained the car for her and drives absolutely beautifully, and is in good order, as you'd expect for a car that's been maintained by a mechanic by profession. The customer bought an MX-30, which I mentioned is Mazda's all-electric car. It's just time for her to go electric. I think she'd have kept the car an awful lot longer, but it was just the right time to move to electric. So we're delighted to be able to offer this car for sale. Although we are a Mazda dealer, we accept part exchanges from all manufacturers. Very competitive buyers of used cars, so do give us a call for a quote if you want a value of your existing vehicle. Always on the look for used cars, and stock's very difficult to come by at the moment. Used car values are at an all-time high, so now is a good time to change for a lot of people. Car's finished in this it's very unusual blue. It's got a little bit of green in it, looks very nice in the sun, and is a colour that suits the car really well. I'll show you a couple of bits as we go around the car. We've got 1 or 2 very minor cosmetic things we need to do to the vehicle before it leaves us, as well as a service and a 101-point health and safety inspection, which we do with all our cars. But it's in good order for a 7-year-old car that's covered circa 60,000 miles. It's in good shape. So I'll show you in the boot. So with the rear seats in these, you've got quite a clever setup. I've left them folded down intentionally so I can show you how they fold up to give you even more space. But as you'll note, you've got a huge boot. It's quite difficult to gauge size of boot without sort of seeing the depth of it. So that's why we give you like a side-on view, because it's absolutely massive space and very square. You know, if you've got something tricky to load in, you're going to manage it quite easily in here. And you'll see you've got these very clever little hooks back here as well. If you want to hang your shopping bags on them, stop them moving around, little things like that. Very well thought out car. With rear seats folded down, so you have these little handles. Now this might be a bit difficult to do one-handed, but I'll give it a go. All you do is pull this lever up, and then you actually lift the seat up and push it away from yourself, and then it'll stay up in place like so. And you're able to do that with all of the seats. Can probably have a go at doing it side on actually, that might help. So you reach down for the lever, which is just under the seats here. As you pull that up, it gives you all this extra usable space. So very practical, very well thought out car, and the rear seats are actually pretty comfortable as well. Let's put the other one up too. So handle just down there, and then fold that back up into place. So a huge amount of usable space if you need it. Very practical car, and of course because it's the height it is, you've got all this space up here as well. So yeah, very practical car. I'll just put rear seats back down. Bear with me. And you can lift the base of the seat up. They're on these little runners here as well. So as you press this section here, this is how you push it down to fold it back up. Put that back down. Push that lever down here. Bear with me. Put the seat back up, and then you've got a very sort of nice dark grey cloth interior with seats up in the right place as well. Very handy grab handle here. So if you're not blessed with height, you're still able to put the tailgate down. Show you the alloy wheels, the 16-inch alloys on this car. I'll show you a couple of features inside the car as well. That same thing here actually, while we're here I'll show you. Dark grey cloth interior, all in good order. It's not stained, ripped, no evidence of any kind of wear actually. It's been a really well looked after car. I mentioned the car's covered just over 60,000 miles, so you can see here it's done 62,213. Just turn the car on. The warning's just telling me I'm a little bit low on fuel there. It's saying 55 miles or so. We'll get that sorted out before the car goes to a new owner. You have a air conditioning system down here, as well as tyre pressure monitoring that you can see there, and a traction control switch. Your air conditioning's manual aircon. Just turn it on and press that button there. Inbuilt stereo, hopefully you can see that, sun glare is pretty bad at the moment. Inbuilt stereo for FM radio, CD, all that sort of thing. Your steering wheel controls on here for your volume, and your controls over here for the centre screen system here. I don't know if you can see where it says average speed there. As you flick through, it'll show you things like your range to empty, consumption, travel time, all that kind of thing. But there's a number of menus in there, and you can even go in here to do stuff to pair to your phone as well. So you can do that all from the steering wheel, and it displays it all here, which is really nice. As you'd expect, you've got all electric windows for the front and the back, and electric adjust on the mirrors too. Car is a 6-speed manual transmission that I mentioned, so if you are going to be using it on a bit of a run, you're going to get the little best of economy. It's actually quite a nice gearbox to use. Actually, it's a very rewarding car to drive. You think it would be sort of practical SUV, you wouldn't actually enjoy driving it, but you've got that very willing little turbo engine and a really nice to use manual gearbox as well. Of course, you've got adjustment on the steering column to do your height and reach as well. Just turn the car off. And that's it. That's our SKODA Yeti. Car will be supplied with a 12-month parts and labour RAC warranty. That's included in the advertised cost of the car. It's going to undergo the service that I mentioned and a health and safety inspection before it goes to the new owner. Please feel free to give us a call if you've got any questions, if you want to arrange a test drive. We look forward to hearing from you. Cheers then. Bye.